All right, so the deep state criminal enterprise has began its next movement based upon a recent assessment. That recent assessment says that I'm completely ignoring them. So now what they're doing is they're going to say things that they can use against me in a bullshit execution of federal, state, and local corruption. Right. So where we are now is if I don't respond, they'll say, "Oh, he's not responding. That's abnormal." So again, if you go back through the history of it, they keep changing everything. The standard by which they analyze, and then they go, if another officer says, because officers have said to him over the years, what is this? You're saying this means this, and then something else means this, and then you're saying that means this, and then all of a sudden that means that. And I say, well, we're professionals, and you don't have the experience we have, and the officers know it's bullshit. Right? They have to make a choice. Do they stay in law enforcement? That's why you get a lot of people in the FBI leaving. It's just not real law enforcement. Nothing is. And I'm not like saying, because they'll tell you everybody should go to prison. I'm not saying that. Right. Like I should object to what somebody said to me, but I'm just going to ignore it. Just another piece of shit. Just another piece of shit in the wind. Make sure. Remember, these are the people that crucified Christ using the same system and are the spirits of the crucifixion. They didn't do it from just old-timey people. They included people from today wanting something in the future. And of course, they wanted a cash cow Ponzi scheme called a church. Right. Again, Jesus didn't come here to build a church. It's all your verbiage and your concepts. Not his. Not his in a big way. Now, again, the church is a concept that could be greater works shall you do if it is such a thing. Again, you ever heard something like that? That's reality. That's how reality speaks. How they speak is, well, it's a church, therefore it is. I mean, these are dens of devils. One of them Ponzi schemes and worse. But again, other religions also. That's in the scriptures, actually. But you know what I could do here? I could actually go around and just not have to stop the light. But I won't do it. Nelson Run Road. You go in on that little exit and they can come back out again and then zip up the road. On McKnight. Pennsylvania always has stuff like that. Okay. Little secret shortcuts. Tried using the secret shortcuts in Maryland. They always turned out to be long cuts. Right. They all communists down there, like real communists, not this, there's a socialist, there's a communist, there's a Soviet, so again, based upon how they're using the term communism, we can't use it to describe the Soviets, so we have to call it Soviets. Right? Well, because the Soviets weren't communist. Right? It's just it was a scam they used. Right? Yet another Ponzi scheme. The Bolsheviks betrayed a ton of people when they took over. There was other people that helped them take power. And they're like, nope, you're out. Unless you're a Bolshevik. Well, if you discuss with a young person what they're looking for in socialism, it's something completely different than any socialist country that's ever existed. Essentially, the socialism that they abhor is crony socialism. They're against cronyism mostly. But I tried to explain to them how, the best mix is both. But I tried to explain to them that the capitalism you're looking at isn't free enterprise. The capitalism you're looking at, the corruption in capitalism and the corruption in socialism is the same thing. It's cronyism, right? And we've used different measures of each government system in many places, including combat, post-combat, and we were built to be a reactionary government as to what the people's needs are. Now, again, if you wouldn't curse the people and you let them up, then you wouldn't have to pay so much social safety net. But when you try to cut the social safety net while not letting them up, that's when you get what we got that look like it's coming. It may not, though. A lot of the indicators. Me and my brother were discussing, or my brother and I, should I say. But we were discussing yesterday how everything's different. It's Bitcoin. There's all this stuff. We don't know exactly if the indicators are anything anymore. Right. And I brought that up, and some others brought that up in 2017 or so when we were trying to get the interest rates down. Right. Well, theoretically, dropping the interest rates would have a somewhat similar effect as spending money from the government, and could cause inflation. But I don't believe it caused the inflation that we saw. I believe that was price gouging. The only thing he's going to set us free is the truth. Right. Well, I mean, when you look at the profits, what profits they were taking while inflating the prices, it's obvious that they could drop the prices. Right. Because that's essentially the American ethic: is you make enough money as you need to get a better life, but you don't gouge. That's BS. And quite frankly, once upon a time, they put you out of business. That's what the rule used to do. Now the rule is like, it backs the price gouging.
I agree.
Actually. Again, let's go to the other side of the aisle. Let's say you're running a charitable program, nonprofit, and you're taking a little bit too much profit. Again, gouging the funding. Rule comes along, you either go back to stop gouging the funding and deliver the product to the people with an acceptable profit margin instead of an insane profit margin, and the rule will let you be. But now it's doing the reverse. Right.
Thanks, Larry.
It's not against you making money, but it's against you gouging the people and locking them out of business and life. That's Sovietism, and that's what you all are, both sides of the aisle. Khrushchev won. He rules through Trump, and he rules through Pelosi, or whoever it is now. Hakeem. Right. Well, I don't know. Hakeem hasn't had a chance. Right. But he could go that way. Not right. No, I mean, it's like 6 and 1/2 dozen other. They both you're too corrupt. Again, we accept corruption. The people accept, yeah, okay, you got business, you're corrupt, okay, but they expect some level of decency within the administration of that business or that profit or nonprofit program. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.